Okay, I got tagged in the It's a New Year book tag by Mafalda, so I'm gonna hurry up and knock that out before I forget and do it in like June. Okay, the first question is, do you do the Goodreads challenge? And if so, what is my goal for 2020? I do participate in the challenge. This year my goal is 52 books. I am already at 34 as of February 27th when I'm filming this. So that may go up, probably maybe 100? That seemed outrageously impossible last year, but maybe doable this year. I mean, I don't know. Question 2 is, what are some other reading goals or challenges I'd like to set myself this year? And the answer to that would be lots of buddy reads. I want to read a lot of tomes, and I want to read more classics. Question 3 are, what are the habits I want to leave behind in 2019, and what habit do I want to carry forward into 2020 for my reading? Leave behind, I guess, would be, I don't want to read 2 books that are very similar sounding, which was part of my YA problem. I just read like too many of the same book all in a row. And what I'm going to carry over into 2020 is reading as many audiobooks as I can. That is something that has really helped me get in a lot more reading and get to experience a lot more books. I have a lot of free downtime, but a lot of it gets filled up with like taking the dogs for a walk, trying to get into the gym more this year, doing the dishes and picking up and folding laundry and going to the grocery store to like buy healthier foods more frequently and trying to buy less at a time, but trying to buy fresh, so have to go to the store more frequently, that kind of thing. So I mean, that ends up being a lot of time that I can't roam around holding a physical book, that I could still be listening to a book. So I'm loving audiobooks and I'm going to keep going. Question 4, do I use a method other than Goodreads to track my books? No. And I don't even really like using Goodreads because it errors out and bugs out. But the originator of this tag, Lily Eleanor Reads, had in her video a link to somebody else's video where they give out free spreadsheets every year. They redesign a spreadsheet for book people, and it like auto calculates and populates, genres and authors and pages read and, all those end of the year statistics that I'm super impressed by when people sit down to do. But now I know they might just be using the spreadsheet, and just as they finish a book, they're spending 10 seconds entering information about the book, and then at the end of the year scrolling to the bottom of the spreadsheet and just seeing everything. So now I'm like less impressed by the skill it took to do those videos. So maybe I'll do that. I don't know. Question 5. Did I get any books over the holidays that I want to prioritize in the new year? Okay, it's almost March, so and I got a lot of stuff for Christmas. I can't remember what books I got at Christmas, like a few days before Christmas, after Christmas with like gift cards, or just bored with some extra time off for the holidays and went to the bookstore and bought myself. Like I don't even know. I am a spoiled booktuber, so I don't know. I do know I got the graphic novel My Brother's Husband for Christmas, and Cryer's War. And I remember I got Cryer's War because my best friend had gotten me, he got me 2 books. What was the other one? I can't even remember, but he got me 2 books. I can't remember the other one. And then another book. And he got it because he said it sounded super interesting and it was super pretty, and he just thought I needed to have it. And then he's talking to me about it, trying to figure out and make sure I don't have it already. And I was like, okay, well that'll be interesting. I'll get to read something that I wouldn't have thought of. Then he's like going mental in his head and talks himself out of it because he thinks he bought the book secretly just for himself and it was a selfish Christmas purchase or something. I don't know, he's mental. So he took it back and got something off of my wish list that I had on Amazon instead, so he got the Cryer's War. So now I have a copy of the Cryer's War. That's a way too long explanation of why I remember a Christmas gift, but I should be remembering all of them, except I'm a spoiled brat. Question 6. What was my first read of the new year and why? The first read was The Little Prince. I decided I'm going to do a reread of that at the beginning of every year, and potentially I'm also on my birthday. I just love those books that are full of wisdom and life lessons and Winnie the Pooh-isms and things like that. So I knew it was going to be a 5-star read. I wanted to start the year off with something amazing. I hadn't reread it in a while. That's why. Question 7. Which series do I want to finish or continue with this year? The only thing I can think of is read Vengeful, the second book to Vicious by Victoria Schwab. Oh, and Book of Dust and Secret of the Commonwealth for His Dark Materials. This is the first and second book of the second trilogy for the Golden Compass series. Oh, and the second book to the one and only Ivan, the one and only Bob, and that comes out May 5th. Technically, I suppose 1Q84. I want to finish book 3. Well, I haven't even started book 3. I don't know if I've read a single word on that page yet, but I want to finish that. It's 3 books, but I've got the omnibus version. I'm on the 3rd part / depending on how you bought it, the 3rd book. So I want to finish that off. Question 8. Whose content on BookTube am I most excited to watch in 2020? Everybody I've really been interacting with a lot. Chrissy the Whimsy, Emily, Kristen and her books, Michael Nip, Cinefessions, Codex Cantina, and of course Mafalda is reading. Just the smaller people that I'm actually interacting with more. I mean, there's a lot. I spend way too much time watching BookTube. There's a lot of people. And I guess I'll continue watching myself while I'm editing and actually getting out content. Question 9. Which readathons do you want to participate in for the new year? Tome Topple. It has already come and gone now in mid-February. It came after I had already decided a billion books that I was reading in February, with only one of them being a book that was over 500 pages. And I haven't even finished that one yet. So that was a fail. But they do it a couple times a year, so I'm definitely looking forward to stumbling into it again. But I'm going to be reading tomes throughout the year anyway. It would just be a good excuse to, and I just know this is going to happen. I'm going to have read like 8 of these tomes on the shelf behind me, and then I'm going to be like tome burnt out, and then they'll announce another tome topple. I just know it. I just know it. Question 10. What debut novel am I looking forward to in this year? There's only one who I think that is on my wish list for 2020 that even like sort of counts as a debut novel. And that is Under the Rainbow by Celia Lasky. Now this is her first novel. She previously had published a 21-page novelette, which I never even heard that term before. But this will be her first debut novel. Does that count? I'm counting it. Okay, number 11 is just asking me to shout out a smaller booktuber. I think I'm the smallest of all the people that I recently watch. So I'm just gonna call out some of the people that I've been interacting with more lately / discovered semi-recently / are still, you know, in that smallish category, like under 1,000 people. I think everybody's under 1,000. Okay, well that's the end of this tag. Thank you, Mafalda, for tagging me. I'm not tagging anyone in particular, but if you want to do it, just you think the questions are fun or you think your answers would be entertaining, then do it.